I feel when I only perceive the moment a great, great fear of death. What can one do for it? Just carry on. Just allow that to come up. And it's just part of what you run from. As soon as you perceive that you're separate, there begins to be this this growing fear of death. So you perceive that you're separate. So you perceive that you're separate. You perceive that that you're the body. So you believe that consciousness inside the body, and that the body, that you are alive because the body's alive. And then you begin to be afraid of your environment. And so when you begin to wake up, often there is fear that arises because that's what's been in the background. That's what's been motivating a lot of your life, and it's become a habit to run from this fear. So so just allow it to come up. If it comes too much and you get too panicky, then go and be with other people, or change the channel, put some music on, or do something differently. But it's what I discovered is that fear has a certain capacity. There's only a certain amount of fear that you can get to when you go into the feeling. It's not like fear goes on. The feeling of fear gets bigger and bigger infinitely. It has like a certain limit to the ability that you can feel fear. The difficulty is if you believe in the thoughts about your fear or not. So it's seeing that they're not true. So obviously if there's a lion running towards you, then you've got to run away from the lion. But I presume you're talking about sitting in your bedroom where there's nothing to be afraid of, but your mind is making up fear, like this will happen to you or that will happen to you. And it's whether or not you believe it, because some of them feel like reality, like you didn't do something, you didn't do work, and you might lose your job because of it or something. But at the same time, like, why is it coming up when you're in your bedroom? You've got to deal with that when you deal with it. Like, it's your mind playing tricks on you. Unless it's reminding you to quickly do that piece of work that you didn't do, then it's a pointless thought, and why are you thinking about it? And it's getting lost in those thoughts and believing they have some reality that creates suffering. It doesn't mean that there's not practical points to fear. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes we have fear because there's action that needs to be taken. Fear is a very natural feeling, but then there's this other fear where you're lost in your sense of self, where the fear is an illusion, where you're getting deluded by it. Thank you for your question.